Hello there, film fans. It's me, Jeff Gallashaw, and I'm back with another edition of Unfinished Business Rough Cuts. This week, I'm going to be reviewing the film The Hangover 3. Now, I enjoyed the first Hangover film a lot. The thing is, I didn't go to see Hangover 2 in theaters because it got bad word of mouth from friends and critics. And then when I finally saw it on cable, I realized pretty much what they said was correct. That it's pretty much a rehash of the first film, only in a different location and maybe tweaking things a little bit more story-wise, or maybe improving things they didn't like the first time around or thought that could be improved upon. But one of the things of the Hangover 1, the thing about Hangover 1 was that it was kind of a worst-case scenario and relatable for the audience. Like, it's your dream, bachelor party of what could happen, and, also the nightmare. But for the most part, I really love the film. And in the past, Todd Phillips, who I believe is a very good director, I always felt like when I watched films like, let's say, Road Trip or Old School, that he kind of had a restraint. I mean, he would go to R-rated territory, but anytime he could go over the line, it seemed like he kind of chose to go back. And now I feel like the documentaries he made, which were like about Gigi Allen and frat houses, now that he's matured, he's more willing to go over the line and pummel the line pretty much. And Hangover 3, I can't say it's an entirely a success, but at least it feels like a true sequel to the first Hangover film. This film, I would have to say, kind of runs out of steam because with the Hangover 1 and Hangover 2, he's gone so much over the line and they've shocked the audience so much. It's like, what can we really use to shock the audience at this point? And really, there isn't too much left. And in the previews, it made it seem like, this film would more center on Zach Galifianakis' character. And in actuality, he's just as much of a supporting player as he was in the first two films. Of course, he's the harbinger that brings the whole plot together. But really, it's Ken Jeong's film, who plays Mr. Chow. He's the villain, but also kind of a protagonist here, and he gets like all the best scenes, all the craziness, and he truly shows no fear in his comedic performance. John Goodman's in the film, and he's good, but he's more the main villain. He's just there to get the guys in motion and to come back at the end. But also, you have Bradley Cooper and Ed Helms. They are, in the film, and, they're the, I guess, straight men and rationale, but they're also movie stars, so you have to give them something to do, which is why they're here, but really, they don't really have that much to do, or more anything challenging. I also have to say that, one of the things that in all the Hangover movies, you have all these beautiful ladies, but then you give them nothing to do even comedically. I mean, here, Melissa McCarthy comes in and has a few scenes of comedy, but like the fiancés, the wives, the girlfriends, they're more just background, then they disappear. I thought maybe it would have been interesting in this film to include them maybe more in the action a little, maybe have them have their own little hangover and the guys have to clean it up. I know, as a reviewer, I'm not supposed to tell filmmakers what to do, but there was just a thing I threw out to maybe make it a little more fresh and interesting. There is a comedic sequence after the credits that, kind of seems like maybe a setup for 4, but this does well as being the closing chapter of the trilogy. Because, I mean, even in this film, they bring back people from the previous 2 films, but the problem is, just like the female characters, they're in the film, but they generally don't have anything to do. They're like, oh, hey, there's Heather Graham. Oh, hey, there's Mike Epps. But again, they don't have anything particularly funny to do. It's just like, almost like an extended cameo. So unfortunately, while I can say it's an okay film, I have to give it a C-. And unless you're a completist, I wouldn't go see it in the theaters. Trust me, you can wait for home video. Wait for DVD. But I will admit, it is funny in a few scenes, and it has a general, entertaining, hilarious atmosphere. Well, that does it for our business this week, but as you know, there's always unfinished business to be done. And I have to ask, have you seen Scott Pilgrim? If not, why not? Because it's fucking awesome. But also, before I go, I have to ask, have you seen the movie Angus? If not, why not? Because it's fucking awesome. And on this beautiful summer day, reviewing this summer film, I bid you all adieu until next time.